All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're talking about a tool that isn't just tweaking how we build software, it's trying to flip the whole process on its head. It's called Cursor AI, and its whole mission is right there in the name: code less, create more.
You've seen it everywhere, right? AI is shaking up pretty much every creative field. Art, music, you name it. Well, now it's knocking on the door of software development. And the whole idea of a developer hunched over a keyboard, typing out every single character, that's starting to look a little old school. We're moving towards something that feels a lot more like a conversation. And that's the whole mantra here. It's not about speed for speed's sake. It's about getting you out of the weeds, all that repetitive boilerplate stuff that just eats up your time. The goal is to let developers focus on the cool stuff, the big ideas, the why behind the code. It's kind of like the difference between laying individual bricks and actually designing the entire skyscraper.
Okay, so let's dig in. And I want to be super clear here. We are talking about way more than just a fancy autocomplete. This is a real fundamental shift in how things get done. So what are we calling this? The buzzword is AI-driven app development, but all that really means is using AI as a true partner, not just some little helper that finishes your sentences, but a core part of the team that takes on the grunt work so you can be, well, the creative genius. And that brings us to the star of the show today, Cursor. It's probably the best example of this whole philosophy in action. So let's answer the big question. What is it exactly? Now, a lot of you have probably used or at least heard of GitHub Copilot, right? It's awesome. It's an extension you plug into your editor. But here's the thing with Cursor. It's not an extension. It is the editor. It started its life as a version of VS Code, but it's been totally rebuilt from the ground up to be AI first. The AI isn't just tacked on, it's baked right into the DNA of the tool. And the cool part is, when you open it up, it doesn't feel alien. If you know VS Code, you'll feel right at home. But then you see it, that chat panel on the side, and that's where the magic happens. It's not just a little pop-up window. It's a fully integrated AI that knows your entire codebase, inside and out. It's just waiting for you to tell it what to do. Okay, theory is great, but let's see this thing in action. How do you actually go from a simple thought, a prompt, to a real working product? Let's walk through it. It all starts with something like this. Look at that prompt. There's no code there. It's just plain English. You're basically describing a website you want. Hey, I need a header, a cool hero section, a pricing table with 3 options, oh, and a footer. You're not coding, you're directing. And boom, check it out, a full-on, totally functional, and not too shabby-looking landing page. You can see the hero section right up top, the 3 pricing tiers we asked for, it's all there. It took everything we said in plain English and just built it. That is the leap we're talking about. Now that is seriously impressive, but how does it do that? And maybe more importantly, how is it different from something like GitHub Copilot? Well, it really boils down to one key concept: context. Let's break this down. Think of it this way. Copilot is really good at what's right in front of it, the files you have open. Cursor, on the other hand, has read your entire project, the whole thing. So you can just type the @ symbol and reference literally any file or function in your codebase. That gives the AI this incredible, deep understanding. It means you can ask it to do something complex, and it knows how to go and edit 5 different files all at once to make it happen, because it understands how they're all connected. So you can imagine this kind of power gets people's attention, big time. But like with any game-changing tech, we gotta look at both sides of the coin, the good and, well, the not so good. And when I say attention, I'm talking about an insane amount of money. Just look at this. Anisphere, the company that makes Cursor, went from an $8 million startup to a $9 billion company in about 2 years. That's not just hype. That's the industry screaming that they believe this is the future. So what's the promise that's getting everyone so excited? It's simple, really. Speed. Getting prototypes done in hours instead of weeks. Getting rid of all the boring, repetitive coding. It's about making developers way more productive and helping them create better, more consistent code faster. But there's always a but, isn't there? What's the catch? What are the hidden costs here? Well, for one, the AI can just make stuff up, and sometimes it's hilarious. In what has to be one of the most ironic tech stories ever, Anisphere's own AI support bot started telling customers about a brand new, very unpopular subscription policy. People were freaking out. The company had to jump in and say, whoa, our AI just completely invented that.
Sorry. And that story is the perfect example of the risks, right? People like to call these AIs a junior engineer. They're brilliant, they're fast, but you absolutely cannot leave them unsupervised. If you rely on it too much, especially when you're just starting out, you might never learn the basics. And here's the big one. AI-generated code can have security holes. You still need a human expert to look it over and make sure it's safe.
So what does this all mean for the future?
When you have a Copilot this powerful, it starts to change what it even means to be a developer. And that's the big question we're left with. If the AI is doing more and more of the actual building, the nitty-gritty line-by-line coding, what does the human do? Does their job shift? Do they become less of a hands-on builder and more of a creative director? Someone who guides the vision, makes the big calls, and lets their AI partner handle the details? It's a pretty wild thought, and that future is definitely not as far off as you might think.